Hello, and welcome back to In Search of More. My name's Hannah, and today we are going to talk about what makes life worth living and what I think a life worth living looks like. So, if you were here earlier, you would have seen some posts and some podcasts talking about a world with AI and my many gripes with a world that has gotten disconnected and sterile, as well as just, for lack of a better term, unkind. And I want to talk about what makes life worth living, and that requires real world interaction, deep connection with people, creating over consuming, putting down the phones, and simple, intentional living. So when I say real world interaction, I mean interaction face to face with people. And that means people you see at the grocery store, people you see at church, people you see at work, everybody. Real connection, your face to somebody else's face without the buffer of a screen in between. And to get that connection in real life with real people, conversation matters. Growing up, I really struggled with friendships and relationships, and I was really bad at conversation. I'm really good at talking. I was really bad at conversation because there is a huge difference between conversation, which is a mutual exchanging of words, a back and forth, following each other's leads and turns, and relating to one another and talking. It has taken me years to learn the art of conversation. And guess what? It's probably going to take you a minute to learn the art of conversation as well, especially as we've lived in a world that has flattened our interactions with other people to words on a screen, memes, emojis, abbreviations. Conversation requires listening before talking and responding and engaging with somebody else's words and tone. It is 100% worth it. And sometimes, you're going to get to monologue and dump everything out on the floor to somebody, and they'll just listen and then give feedback or insight at the end. There are times for that, but most conversations require back and forth conversation. It means I say something, you respond to it, you say something back. And Jake will tell you, I'm still not super good at this. I tend to be like, oh, cool, here's a story that's similar, and then move on to what I want to talk about. I'm not necessarily good at the responding to somebody else part of the equation, but it matters. It matters so much. And it's something that the better I get at it, the more grateful I am. Now, real conversation and real depth of relationship can turn into the gift of real life friendships. I don't know what I would do without my girls, and I am beyond blessed to be friends with some amazing women who make me a better person. But those relationships aren't easy. We didn't get here by only doing fun things together. We got here through some of the hardest seasons of each of our lives, showing up when we didn't want to, showing up for each other in ways that didn't always feel fun and easy and comfortable, in telling the truth even when it really hurt, listening to the truth even when you don't want to. But the gift of these friendships will last me the rest of my life. And they're always a safe place for me to come back to, and I am beyond thankful for them. So if you don't have deep friendships, find them. And I know that sounds super easy, and I know that it's hard. I'll link to another podcast episode I did with my friend on our other podcast about friendships, but it is 1000% worth it. The amount of days that I cried over not having friendships as a young woman have been returned to me tenfold by the friends that I've had and the growth that I've seen as a result. So find real, human, in-person friends. And yes, my friendships are not 100% in person every time. We live far away from each other. We live in different cities with different jobs, with different availability. But voice notes and text bring the connection. And as soon as we're in person together, everything is so much better. Now I'm going to go to creating over consuming. The world is so full of stuff. And if all you're doing is taking it in, you're not engaging a huge segment of your brain and your natural gifting. We were made to create and build and do and use our brains for beauty. So figure it out. Find hobbies. It doesn't have to be fancy, and you don't have to be good at it. Next time you have to send a birthday card, paint it, draw it, sketch it, cut out paper and assemble something. Do it with your own two hands, not through a quick text or a card you buy at the store. Create amazing dinners. If you love to cook, use your skills in the kitchen. That is totally okay. I love cooking. That is deeply creative to me, and it brings me so much joy. So paint, do pottery, write stories, make video games, 3D print, design things, woodwork, weld. There are so many creative avenues. Pick something, try them all. Find something where you're creating beauty and good in the world instead of just consuming what other people do. Now for the one that's really hard. Putting down the phone. As we've talked about in earlier episodes, social media and technology have repackaged humanity and human attention into something to be sold and something that is easily manipulated for ulterior motives. In order to break away from that, you kind of have to put it down. I know phones are amazing and shiny and cool, and they connect us to so many things. They are so deeply important to society. But put it down. What you're going to find is your attention span is going to expand. It's going to return. You're going to be able to be fully present in the moment with people. Your whole world will expand and change, and you will be happier and you will be lighter because you won't be worried about every terrible, awful, bad thing on the news. We were not made to live under this much stress and anxiety and doomsdaying. We were made to care about the people close to us, to live in our communities, to do good work amongst them, to care well for others, and to carry our small burdens and our circle's burdens instead of the burdens of an entire world interconnected by technology and media. What I find is every time I limit my social media impact and my video intake and my short form content, my whole world expands. I can read again. I read pages before getting bored. I can listen to people better. I don't feel the itch to scroll. Now, simple and intentional living. Okay. As most of you know, I am a full proponent in simplicity, minimalism, less is more. A couple ways that this makes life worth living is to find what truly makes you happy. Worry about what you like and what you want and what your family likes and what your family wants, not what Bob, who you haven't seen in 6 years, thinks about on Facebook. Figure out your personal style, your personal taste, preference. How do you like your pizza? How do you like your pasta? How do you like to dress, to wear your hair, to do your makeup? to engage with the world. Everyone has a taste. We all do. Our homes, our persons, everything should reflect our uniqueness, but instead we tend to homogenize because we care more about what other people think than what we think. And we simplify that. It makes it all better. Like I said earlier, focusing on a smaller view of life, narrow your field to the people that you can actually impact. Focus on the here, the now, the people who are right in front of you. Carry their burdens. Build a community. Build a support system. And don't stress so much about every awful bad thing on the TV or on social media. Live with less weight, with less mental weight, with less physical clutter, less emotional weight and clutter. Get rid of the things that don't serve you. Free up white space in your house. Free up the physical stress of the things on your calendar. And free up the emotional stuff. Work through it. Figure out how to manage the emotional weight of being a human, the emotional weight of showing up as you in the lives of the people you love most. Let go of the things that are in the past. Obviously, the things that are safe to let go of fully. Learn from them, hold boundaries, but try not to dwell. And I'm preaching to myself. This is something that's really hard for me. But as I let go of it more and more, the happier and the lighter I feel. I believe that life is found